Or my mom walking the plank?
Yes.
Like to her death?
Nobody said anything about dying.
OMG King Bee podcast, hosted by Brianna, has been creating conversations by saying the things that most people avoid. Nothing is off limits. The questions are real, the conversations are honest, and the perspective unfiltered. Duh.
Oh my gosh, I'm your second guest.
You're my second
Well, wait,
guest.
who was your first guest?
That's not important here.
Yes, to me it is.
Oh my gosh. My first guest was actually my roommate.
Okay.
Yes, we had to kind of like speed it through because
I'll defer. That was convenience.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that we're good because I don't want any problems.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. Yay!
You're welcome.
No. So my next guest, let me introduce you. She's actually been someone I have known for quite a while, and she's probably like 33.
Me?
In her heart.
Yes.
And so a teacher, she is a serial entrepreneur and just a person, a revolved, like good human.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need good humans.
And it's amazing that I can be 33 and have a 27-year-old. Almost 28.
Well, when you got good hips,
yeah,
maybe anything is possible. Anything is possible. But yes, welcome to the King Bee podcast. Yay!
It's not Queen Bee?
No, it's King Bee.
Okay.
Because I'm so glad you asked me that question.
Okay.
It's King Bee because, so the queen, there's only one queen. And there's the worker bees.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the worker bees, they're all serving the one queen.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that. And I always felt like kings are really just servants.
Oh, because he's serving the queen too?
Yes, they're really just servants. And I am like a servant by nature. And I want to give back to the people.
So why isn't it called worker bee?
Because I'm a king.
Okay.
King sounds better. I'm a king bee. There only needs to be one.
Okay.
And I'm enough for the army.
Okay.
So one just diligent worker bee, and I am just serving the queen, which is the people. And yeah, that's how I kind of like work that out in my mind.
Okay.
But
it's your podcast.
Yes, it's my podcast. And kings are typically respected.
That's true. But so are queens.
Yeah. We want them to be. We absolutely want them to be.
Okay.
Yeah, we want them to be respected for sure. But I am a little sad because of the change in the change in command overseas with King Charles. And I'm like, wow, after Queen Elizabeth died, we're not going to see a queen for a long time. And I feel really, really kind of sad.
But she changed I guess the rule was it's the eldest son, but I think Queen Elizabeth changed that to just the eldest child. So let's say that Prince William, who will be the king, what's their oldest son? George? Okay, let's say George becomes king and his eldest child is a daughter.
Oh,
then she would be the monarch after him.
Oh my God.
That's what I think Queen Elizabeth did.
Banking on the son to have a daughter.
But that needs to be vetted. I'm not sure about that information.
Okay.
I do think that.
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard that. I knew that it was the first. I thought it was
son.
Yes. I've always thought it was the son. But if it's a child, if it's
I
the
think
first
she
oldest,
changed the rule to being the eldest child.
That would be so incredibly. Honestly, that would be really prolific for them because.
Well, she was a female and she reigned for a really long time.
Very true. Very true. But her story wasn't an easy one. It definitely wasn't an easy one.
It's not easy to be a queen.
I imagine so. I imagine so, because she also kind of struck me as a person who also became this late bloomer as well. Like she was just unprepared for a timeline that wasn't on just on her agenda.
Right.
You know,
she had to grow in public.
Right.
Or mature in public.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah. So just speaking of that, what's been a timeline for you that's been like a shift, like at one pivotal point in your life?
Well, you know, it's funny because my family was over on Wednesday night, my parents, who are still alive, 86 years old, and my kids were there. And I had an older brother who was exactly 2 years older than I. He died 18 years ago. Anyway, I said at the dinner table that he was born before me, but I was the oldest child. So I always was the responsible one, the in charge one, the together one. I was always more mature than he was. So in terms of late blooming, a change for me that I was unprepared for was being an old person.
Okay. When did you notice the change?
It's been like recently. So I'm 61. And it just like people stop looking at you. Like you don't exist anymore. And I heard this to be true, but now I'm living it. And it's, in a way, it's liberating because I really don't have to look in the mirror as much. And I kind of don't care if people look at me, but they've stopped.
I think I have so many thoughts on this.
It's not an interesting one.
Only because, no, it actually is very interesting because it's relevant. It's relevant as a woman. You know, anyone who's just going through bodily changes or just really at any point in their life. Because I remember going from that experience and those feelings going from adolescence to mid-20s. And I was just like, oh, I don't know why. I feel like emotional all the, like, I feel like I'm cringing all the time inside. And then I went from mid-20s to 30s and my hip went out for the first time. And then I was like, what is happening? I'm breaking down. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't lubricated. Now we're heading into
we meaning you.
Oh, excuse me. Well, listen, me and her, me and her, meaning me
and your body,
me and my body.
I got it.
Are heading into our late 30s. Now we're in this position of maybe premenopausal, and we don't know if that is the case. We've been having discussions.
Yeah, and mine was late. Like I think I went through perimenopause around 50. So I was, still getting my period through my 40s. I didn't notice any change in my reproductive health.
Right.
I don't remember feeling any changes in my physical health turning 40, but I was busy. I had kids and I had little kids. I mean, my youngest when I was 40 was 3. Is that right? 2. He was 2. I was 38 when I had him. But gosh, do I feel it now? Like I cannot do the things that I used to be able to do physically. And I was a really active person and an athlete.
It could be a positive thing too, because I feel like if you've had that experience being like physically active, and I only say that because I was not a physical active child at any point. And I'm just learning that more late in life. And even now I'm still lazing around because I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, don't get me wrong. I have this duality. Like my dad is hyperactive and my mom is completely sedentary. And I feel like I'm both of those people.
Oh, got it.
But as a kid, I was hyper. I was always going.
No, I I actually kind of like that. So now that you've kind of been settling into this new, like, wow, this is a new transition of like, I'm feeling old. I don't want to be looked at. Why are you okay with that? Like, not feeling like you are ignored in society?
Why am I okay with it?
Yeah.
Because I think we spend, as women, females, so much of our time being looked at or perceived. We have that perception that we're being looked at, and that we have to have a certain look, and that we have to present a certain way. To not have anybody looking is great.
You know what?
Or to feel like nobody's looking.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And here's why. I was trying to share something intimate with a roommate. And I told her, I said, I don't want to walk outside. So I just would walk around the backyard.
Around your fake pool?
Around my fake pool. It's like I have a pool in the back, and it's like they filled it in with dirt. So it used to be a pool, but now it's like
a fake pool.
Now it's a fake pool. And so when I was communicating this with her, I'm kind of observing like the expressions. I'm kind of like looking at like her body language. I'm picking up all of these things.
And what were they?
It was kind of like closed off and distant.
Like she didn't get it?
She didn't get it. And that's okay. It's totally fine that she didn't get it. It was just a recognition for me of like, oh, okay.
That she doesn't feel the same way.
Right. Exactly.
But is your not wanting to go outside more of an agoraphobic thing? Or is it about being looked at?
So when I told her that, I said to her, I don't want to be looked at. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to feel seen. And so initially in the past, 9 months, I had got diagnosed with like, you may be agoraphobia, but I think that that's so much linked to anxiety and things like that. I don't have a fear of the outside. It was just more so like, I'm comfortable being in the house. So for me, it's like I feel homebody-ish.
But
and I
do
didn't
you
know.
Also have anxiety?
I think that there is one of those, there's a level of like preparedness that I need to have when I go outside.
Okay.
Before I go outside. Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't have that. I knew what was expected of me, but I was so busy being everything that I couldn't go outside presenting the way I would have liked to. And now I can't present the way I would have liked to. So I don't care.
Well, tell me about it. Why?
Because I was pretty and I could have put more effort into, how I looked, but I was too busy doing everything, raising my kids and my husband and the household and just doing everything, being in charge, being the oldest, that I couldn't put effort into the way I looked. And now nobody looks, so who cares what I look like? I don't have to put any effort into it.
Do you feel like pretty fades away?
If you look closely, no, I would like to think, I look at Meryl Streep and I think she's beautiful. But I'm looking at touched up images. I'm not looking at, the person. So when I look in the mirror, it's sad. I've bought into the female, expectation that pretty is a certain thing. So I'm disappointed that my skin doesn't look the way it used to. I'm disappointed that I don't have the, like the fat in my face that I used to. And I don't mean fat in a big way, but like, in the places you're supposed to have it. What was the question?
Oh man, I remember going into a medical skin clinic back in Atlanta. I was like visiting. I went for like this concert, me and a friend, and so I was like, "Well, I'm out here. Let me get a little touched up. Let me get a little." And I got examined by this Korean doctor. And I was like, hey, I kind of want to get the bukkao removed out of my cheeks. Like, cause I want that chiseled, cheek look. I want that chiseled and
just move it up.
Yeah. And he was like, no. And I was like, why? He was like, because you're going to literally be screaming in like 3 to 5 years to put it back. And I was like, and he was like, and second, how old are you again? And I was like, I think I was like 32 or 33 at the time. And he was like, yeah, no. He said, I promise you, women, once they start heading into their later 30s and 40s and 50s, they're putting fat back into their face.
Right.
And I listened. I was just like, I loved how it looked. And I loved how it like appeared to look to me in photos and all of those things. But I started thinking, I'm like, I think he is right. Like when you're older, you just look nicer with a fuller face.
Yes. And
like,
it goes away.
Yeah.
But as you were telling that story, it made me realize like your generation and everybody younger than you is growing up in front of a camera, and we did not have cameras with us 24/7.
Right.
You took a camera with you and you took pictures with your friends. And if you were lucky, you had like what's the Polaroid where you could have the picture right away. And that was more of like a gimmicky thing. It was fun. Those photos weren't really lasting or necessarily good photos, but I never would have considered any kind of anything done to my face as a young person. We didn't do that. I thought of like old women like Joan Rivers having facelifts, and they weren't necessarily good ones.
Right.
And now we have, now facelifts are done so well that you can't even tell. And of course there are still bad ones, but we didn't have Botox. We didn't have fillers. That wasn't a thing. So I never would have looked at my face as a young person. And I am relieved that I didn't even consider those kinds of things. And I don't even do it now.
Well, I think that what I've come to learn now, because after being in the beauty industry for so long, and while it wasn't so casually used, it was industry secret.
Oh,
it was
like fillers and Botox before it became public?
Yes. Same with like the eyelashes and the lash extensions. These things are actually around longer than we ever thought they were.
Yeah.
But they was because they were like hidden, they were like
for the movies
and the lash, so they were just like more industry type things, and then eventually it normalized, and now everyone, it's available to like many of us.
Right.
But I love this topic of beauty because one, I love beauty. And I will say this, I personally, and I could be biased, I think you're one of the most beautiful people I've met.
But that's from the inside.
I really don't talk to a lot of ugly people on the outside. So if that makes you feel better, I don't know if that'll change your perspective.
Thank you. That's sweet.
But I will say this, Yes, I think you're just one of the most beautiful people, and it is so interesting because I do receive that in a way of like understanding, like, yeah, when you get to a certain age and you feel like, wow, since no one's paying attention, why
even try?
Why even try?
But I do have to say, if I were going to an event, I go all out. I will spend hours doing my hair and makeup and making sure everything is perfect. But going out day to day, I don't care. But speaking about the history of the beauty industry, do you know the history of plastic surgery?
A little bit.
Okay, what do you know? Because I was fascinated.
I know that when they started doing like the boobs, like experimenting with the boobs job, they actually were using like very much toxic types of materials. Like it was like very hard. And so they kept trying to change it from like, not sand. I don't know what the material.
Sand.
Yeah, like because obviously they were using bags, but they were filling it up with different things. Can you imagine going around with a bag of sand and it just
I know it wouldn't make noise.
I mean, that's how I comically would imagine it. But no, it would be really hard.
They would be heavy too.
Not sand. But it was a graded material that I was like, I don't know what it's called, but it was really weird. But that was the one thing that was fascinating to me because I kind of wanted to know somewhat. I didn't know that. So just as the earliest of it, they used like. Really
it wasn't
experimented.
Liquid.
No, like it was just before it became liquid because they wanted a more defined shape, and then it transitioned into liquid. They started changing they started creating molds.
They perfected
it, and then they started filling it with like different types of liquids and stuff like that.
Still toxic, some of them.
Exactly. I think that's somewhere where they landed on silicone and then they landed on saline.
Right. Yeah, but that's the same with makeup. It was it was toxic. I mean, women used to wet their finger and rub it on the wallpaper to get like red on their cheeks. And what was in the wallpaper wasn't necessarily good for you. Also, what was in makeup, was toxic. But what I learned when I did my deep dive into plastic surgery, it was actually started during the Civil War because all these men were maimed and they had to reconstruct things. So that's like the birth of plastic surgery.
Oh, that's incredible.
I mean, they weren't getting breasts, but
I think I was more fascinated with the breasts because I was just like, mines are hanging really low. How do I fix it? Like, and then I just kind of went through this whole rabbit hole of like the history of like breast implants, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a lot of information. It's a lot to digest too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel sort of bad for women who have no breasts, but I also feel bad having been in the club of the women with really big breasts. It's like too much. I was like 13 and I was wearing probably like a D cup and men like ogled me, and that was very uncomfortable as a 13-year-old. I mean, looking at your birthday story in pictures, you kind of touched on that. I don't know how old you were.
I think when I started to grow kind of like a bit was 13. But when it really blew up is when I was 16.
Okay.
It was like B and a half C. And then 16 hit.
Boom.
Triple D's.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
I was definitely a triple D by 16. But my trajectory was more like no bra because I grew up at the beach and we didn't wear bras.
That same.
And then my first bra was a size C cup and I was 13. So it was probably 14 when I was a D. And then double D quickly after that.
But you said you felt sorry for people who may not have had.
Who have none.
But why would you have any? Why would you feel sorry?
I think extremes in any direction are not our ideal. I think I would feel as bad about myself having no breasts as I felt having too much. Because there are expectations of women of what is not necessarily perfect, but what's the ideal, right?
I think for me, it's like you can't miss what you don't have. I think that's what came to my brain.
Okay, you can't miss what you don't have.
Like,
oh, I can.
Because when I got like the reduction, like the breast reduction from triple Ds, and then they brought them down to a D, and I felt like, oh my God, where are my breasts? Like,
so you missed them.
I felt like I didn't even get the same attention. Like I felt,
but did you miss that?
And not the attention in that, in like men looking at me, the attention in like the dress. Cause I filled out a dress in my clothes a certain way that I loved. Like I loved giving that Jessica Rabbit. Like I loved giving the bigger breasts, smaller waist, and the wider hips. And when I wasn't giving that, I was like, oh my God, I was grieving. I was like grieving.
Because I had a breast reduction, right? We've talked about that. But I was 21, I want to say 20, maybe I was 20 when I had it done. And I did not miss them at all because I felt always that the attention that I got from males, my age, older, whatever, was only because of my breasts. And I always questioned why a guy would like me. Because I wanted to be liked for real reasons. And I had valid reasons for boys and men to like me, but I didn't trust that those were the reasons. I felt like guys, like boys my age, just wanted to brag that they saw them, touched them, felt them. So I and I was also an athlete and they got in the way. So when I had mine gone, I was happy.
Got you. Yeah, because I know like, and again, maybe this is just one-sided and that earlier thought wasn't thought all the way out. For me, I think I just didn't want them.
But you were older too, like 30. How old were you when you had
even 16-year-old me, when I had to run in the
mile
in high school, and then boom, like, and it hurt and it was uncomfortable, and I didn't have a strong enough support.
They didn't make a bra that worked.
They didn't. Gosh, shout out to Cotton and Spanx, right? Because I had to put like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, like literally the whole pack. I would just level it up to kind of like try to keep it all together. Because you're right, they didn't have that type of support. And so it just was so uncomfortable. And I didn't want them. I to be honest, I just didn't. I felt very, very uncomfortable.
But how old were you when
I was 16?
When you had a breast reduction?
No. I was older. Older.
So I was happy about that.
Oh, okay. Wait, what was the might not be?
I might not be able to nurse my kids.
Is it
after a breast reduction?
Really? I've never heard that.
Well, but I had mine in 1985.
So they felt like it was kind of still,
and maybe they were still
not perfected, or
well, they weren't still filling like breast implants with sand. But
I could totally look. That might be complete misinformation. I'm sure of it, but I just can't remember the materials.
I'm sure 30 years later they've perfected it.
Yeah,
the procedure.
Got it. I want to direct us into a segment, and it's a little bit of a game that I want to play with you really quick before we go. Called This or That.
Okay.
And I'm just going
But I might want both.
It's this or that. or I plead the fifth.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Flowers or candy?
Oh, flowers.
Furniture or $100?
Furniture or $100? Furniture.
Your son saying bad words to your neighbor, or your mom walking the plank?
Or my mom walking the plank?
Yes.
Like to her death?
Nobody said anything about dying.
Well, that's what you walk the plank for.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like on a
I
ship.
thought it's like you jumping into the ocean.
No, it's like jumping to your death.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Cut.
My mom is 86, so I might pick that one.
Oh my God.
Well, she only has a few years.
Plead the fifth.
And my
Plead the fifth,
neighbors,
girl. Plead the fifth.
my neighbors are going to be there for a while.
I need to stop chat GPTing.
No, I think walking the plank was on like a ship. That was a punishment. Like, you're out of here.
I assume when I saw it, I thought something like, oh, okay. They just mean like jumping into the water.
No, it's not a diving board.
I thought it was a diving board.
Well, it's a board off a ship, but you're not getting back on that ship.
Oh my God. Next question.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Would you feel comfortable going to a nude beach or performing before an audience?
Nude?
Nude.
Oh, nude beach. Wait, would I be like a burlesque dancer or totally nude on stage?
You would just be nude.
Okay, nude beach.
Nude beach. Yeah, you would just totally be nude. Apple picker or orange picker?
Apple.
I'm glad to give us the normal ones because these other ones were just dangerous.
No, I like the other ones. Apples or oranges? Who cares? Who cares what you pick? It should be like nuts.
I'm totally mortified. I'm like,
no, I like them.
I probably should have re-reviewed these.
No, I like the harder ones better.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Making out with one of your kids for $1 million. Or
wait. Making out with one of my kids and $1 million?
For
$1 million. Okay, and I get $1 million.
Yes, for $1 million.
Okay, or I'm pretty sure it's going to be that.
Oh my God.
Whatever it is, I'll eat shit.
Or skydiving, like 50,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm doing that one.
You're doing the skydive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not making out with my kid. I don't care how much money.
Okay. Karaoke live band singer performance or being brought on stage with Beyonce and she asks you to perform one of her songs.
I would probably be the karaoke singer because I'm not going to stand next to Beyonce and even pretend that I could. That's shameful.
Not shameful.
For me. I mean, and I'm a decent singer, but I'm not Beyonce.
Oh, are you a decent singer? Love it.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And I love being on stage. So any way you get me up there is fine, but I don't want to be compared to Beyonce.
And you don't want to be nude.
Well, no, that's why I said burlesque. Like, yeah, I would do a burlesque thing. And you like wear the pasties and the tiny little, like that's,
okay.
I don't have a thing with, I've posed nude for photographs. I have.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like
but I don't really want to go on stage and like everybody, like I'd rather be one among many.
Gotcha.
Or performing an act. Like if you're just nude on stage,
gotcha.
Like, and doing nothing, that's boring.
Then you have no problem wearing your two-piece bikini.
It's true, but I don't want all that sun exposure now.
Cancer.
Yeah, sunspots.
Okay.
Wrinkles, dry skin.
Got it.
Sunburn.
We've got other things to think about. I got it. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this King Bee podcast.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your insights and just sharing about just the trajectory that is age.
You're welcome.
What's to be expected from all of us?
Well,
maybe.
I'm only speaking from an army of one.
Totally understandable. Thank you. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap on the King Bee podcast. If this episode made you think, feel, or side-eye your own life a little, don't just sit with it, share it. Make sure you're following so you never miss out on a conversation, and leave a review if you're feeling generous or just plain honest. I'll catch you next time. Same energy, new conversation. Stay buzzing. Bye.